Hey guys, Jonathan here with the Blue Wizard Project, just coming at you with my next video in Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance. So, we still have a long way to go in this game. I'm going to estimate that this game's going to take about 10 videos, 9 or 10. Yeah, so there's another room that I'm not able to get through yet. Again, I'm in the very beginning of the game, so I don't have things like slide, double jump, anything like that. There's that fist move that... Actually, I don't know, was that an item, or was that a move? Because I think the actual fist move looks like this, or like this. Maybe I just passed up an item there. Again, I'm doing the voiceover on this much later, so can't go back and check it now. Maybe I eventually do go to there. Alright, coming up on a boss room here. Very clearly a boss room because it's ominous looking in red. Evil bats floating about. Typical Castlevania bad guy. Yeah, so this is like that magic move that I got using that ice bolt. Now if I was Ian, I'd probably say, you know what's cool is that like in this Castlevania instruction manual for Sega Genesis, it says that this bat is the cousin of Dracula and that they lived in a dorm together in college, and this bat helped him through some hard times, and that's like the canon of Castlevania. But I don't know the canon of Castlevania, so I'm going to assume that everything I just said is right, and that this is Dracula's less popular cousin that was just kind of there and like followed Dracula to college, and that's kind of his deal. And now he's dead, and Dracula will be sad. Gotta get this item, fills my health, and then, yeah, at this point, I didn't know what those did, so I had to check. I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Alright, so I'm back where I started, at the beginning of the video. Up there was where that save room was. I don't know why I didn't go up there to save, but, you know, whatever. So I still have this whole, like, eastern part here of the castle to explore. So we'll make our way through it. The thing that kind of sucks in these games, I guess it's part of the adventure, is, like, you don't really know if you're going the right way, so you might have to, like, double back and all this stuff. Also, I don't know why I'm not even attempting to dodge these guys, just, like, letting them slice into my face for reasons. More annoying to see men. I also wonder, like, did they put the blue outline around you to make it easier to see yourself, or, because, like, the enemies don't glow. You're wearing a red shirt, so you'd think it wouldn't be that hard to see yourself. But, some kind of item here, anti-venom. I won't use those items because it's me, and items need to be hoarded until you can really appreciate them at the end of the game, and then not use them then either. So it looks like I need double jump to get that heart there, so I'll have to come back up here later. Here, that's good. I never really got why Castlevania used hearts to be the magic move instead of your health. It just seems like it goes against everything video games stand for to do that. But then it has floored me, which is all that is right in video games, so who knows. Alright, let's see. See what's down here first. The dead end, so skeleton. Looks like item? Potion maybe? Yeah. Potion and anti-venom. see here. Not sure what I'm doing there. Oh, I don't want the knife. I always thought the knife never did enough damage, but... Okay, so this guy is much stronger than everything else I've been fighting so far. And he wrecked me. So I'm going to skip ahead in the video here a little bit. This is after I defeated that guy. I don't know why I cut out that video. I mean, it's essentially just a pattern, like hit, dodge, hit, dodge. I'm sure you'll see me go against him again later. Or maybe, no, this is after the bat, I think. I think I skipped after the bat. We'll see. I'm not sure. Yeah, I must just skip till after I beat the bat. And we'll go back through all this stuff real quick. So this game later on, see there's that glove again. I don't know why I think I thought it was an item, and I didn't want the item, so I kept jumping over it. I also missed this last time, so... I kind of wish that I knew where the items were located on some of this stuff, because I feel like you have to like dig through a lot of these things here. I'm pretty sure... No, I'm pretty sure that one was like an item for my weapon. Yeah, I'm like digging through all these. Oh, not there. You checked there already. Yeah, there it goes. Yeah, it adds a little bit of attack damage. Don't know why I'm going back in. That seemed unnecessary. Maybe, oh, I remember what I was thinking at that part. I was thinking that, oh, there's no, like, I was expecting them to, like, burst into flames or there'd be some kind of animation for it. And there wasn't one. Alright, here's another key item that I just picked up. And I forget what this one does. No, not there. There it goes. Allows me to recognize the names of enemies. It's not really necessary to know the names, but... And a lot of the names are relatively uninspired in this game, like... Fish Man is a man that looks like a fish. So about as creative as Mega Man. Oh, excuse me. It's been a long day, guys. A long day. Like that was a ghost. Wow, good thing I knew that name. Rock armor, an armor that throws rocks. These guys actually look like they should be harder, but they're pretty simple to beat. The ghosts aren't as bad as the Medusa heads either, generally. It's kind of annoying that they can, like, phase out and stuff like that, but they're largely pretty simple to defeat. Mana Prism. Again, I'll hold on to this. I haven't seen too many of those items, so that one might actually be worth hanging on to. Here, maybe this is the first time I got that item. Yeah, so. Restores some MP. Oh, I believe I started saying this earlier and kind of zoned out on it. You get money in this game and you can spend it at like a vendor later on, but I find that like you don't gain money quickly enough, and the items he has aren't, or the armor and stuff that he has aren't particularly helpful. I think towards the end of the game I was able to buy like a decent set of armor from him, but I'm not really sure why this guy's up in this corner. Sometimes I feel like I'm missing secrets in this game. Like later on, you'll see there's like some rooms that just have like panels on the wall and like a number in the bottom right hand corner. I never figured out what those rooms were, and I always forget about it by the time I get off the game to go check for it online. So if you know, probably Ian, let me know in the comments. You know, this game, like looking at these clouds, like kind of scrolling in the background, they look a little bit grainy again because I'm playing it on a screen that's way bigger than this game was ever intended to be played on. But this game actually looks pretty good for a Game Boy Advance game. Like, there's another piece of armor I can't reach because I don't have double jump yet. But yeah, it looks pretty good. The music's nothing special. It's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. Like, it's not, definitely not like making my ears bleed or anything like that. But it's nothing to write home about, which is sad because that's always kind of been. Here's another spot I need to double do. That's always kind of been one of the like highlights of both series that Ian and I are playing. So here's me cutting back, so you don't have to watch me backtrack. I'm back up here where those ghosts and the rock armors were going the other way. One of the things that is cool about both of the series Ian and I are playing are they're both kind of known for their awesome soundtracks. Like Mega Man games generally have, yeah, see, that looks entirely different than the one that I left on the ground up there. I didn't notice that while I was playing. Excuse me. The Mega Man games generally are pretty awesome music-wise. They usually have at least one or two really good songs, and Castlevania has some really good music, but I don't know if it's because of the limitations of the Game Boy Advance or because they just didn't hire someone to make better music. This one's kind of lackluster. Okay, so that door was locked, so I've backtracked again, and now I'm going south over here, back where I started. I think that's where I got the fairy book, maybe? No, maybe that's not right. So that's the Bible. Yeah, so headed south here. These guys, they're not like hard, but for whatever reason I always get hit by them. I say that as I dodge it there, but I feel like more often than not these guys wreck me. Like right now I'm like really low on health, and I haven't saved in a while as far as I remember, so I'm kind of nervous, so I'm gonna use a potion here. At this time I didn't know if potions were like a limited resource, so I was like, oh, do I use it? But you'll find later in the game that there are like a limited number of ones spread throughout the map, but there are some enemies that you can kill and heal yourself, which is kind of nice. Having the item that you're able to carry with you and not having to rely on random drops like Ian had to in some of the earlier Castlevania games is definitely kind of a blessing in this game. I see, like, these guys follow the same pattern. I don't know why I keep getting hit by them, but I also like that they gave some of these enemies like death animations, like the hissing for these guys, or some guys will like melt into the ground or something like that. So there's a life jar, but I can't get it because can't slide yet. Floor meat. I think that's maybe, I can't remember if that's to equip or to sell. Must be to sell, apparently, because it's not in my inventory for equipping. Maybe that's part of the reason why I never had any money, because I don't think I ever sold him stuff like that. Games like this, like RPGs and stuff like that, where it's like you pick up random items, like, oh, you found diamond, or lapis lazuli, or blah blah. I'm always like, oh, I don't know if I want to use it, because I don't know if this is an item that, like, maybe I need it for crafting something, or in this game maybe that was a stupid assumption because you don't craft anything. But like in games like Final Fantasy IX, for example, which I'm playing through lately on my phone, when you're playing through Final Fantasy IX, you'll find items like Ruby or stuff like that, and some of them you can like learn moves from, so you have to hang on to them for that. Others you don't, but then like you craft stuff in Final Fantasy IX, so like I'm always afraid to sell anything because I don't know if I'm going to need that thing later on to craft a better weapon, which gets kind of annoying. I've never been a huge fan of like crafting mechanics in games, in terms of like, oh, like if you take this old weapon and these other items, you could make a better weapon later on. I just don't like having the cluttered inventory. Normally in RPGs that don't have crafting, man, this guy's working me. Normally in games that don't have crafting, I'll just sell all my weapons immediately if I'm getting to a new town, so I can buy the ones that they have there. But you can't do that in games where you might need that later on because you don't know how hard it's going to be to find those things, or if they're one-time dealios. Yeah, so beat that guy. That's essentially the same, not the same guy, but like the same thing. Alright, and it looks like I got a move here. This is for my whip called Energy Circle. Holding attack button causes the user's whip to swing around. I actually don't think I ever really use this because it seems kind of useless, but nice touch. Maybe other people use it, I'm not sure. I never really see Ian use the spinning whip just because I think it does less damage, so who knows. Anyway, guys, that's been video 2. Thank you so much for watching me go through Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance the second time. Not the second time, like second part of my playthrough. I've only, this is, well, maybe it is the second time I played this actually, but I never beat it before. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe down below. And please remember to follow us on Facebook, on our community page. Just look up the Blue Wizard Project. You'll find it there. Look out for Ian's videos. By this point, the cat's out of the bag that he is playing through Mega Man 8 for me, while I'm playing through Castlevania. So that should be fun for you guys. Take a peek at it. I'll catch you next time, guys, for the Blue Wizard Project. This has been Jonathan. Peace.